Good afternoon and welcome to Hyundai owners, journalists, and Hyundai dealers to the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. I'm Kristen Burt, and we are so excited about revealing the new Hyundai Genesis concept car. Now, this is going to be such an exciting day because this is the biggest audience we've ever had. Thousands of you are joining us, so we want to thank all of those Hyundai owners for coming here today. This will be an interactive show, so we invite you to submit your comments and questions throughout the broadcast, because after the big reveal, we'll be answering your questions live. So you'll see a little tab to the right of your screen. That's where you enter the text and submit those questions. But without further ado, I'm going to introduce the president and CEO of Hyundai Motor America, John Kravchuk. Hi, John. Good to see you.
It's great to be here, Kristen. Thanks for the mic. And thanks you guys. Wow, 5,000 of you plus. It's great. You know, what we're going to do today, and I think this is pretty cool, is give you a behind-the-scenes look at what putting on a major auto show is like. And this show, called the North American International Auto Show, also known as the Detroit Show, is really cool, very special. There will be well over 5,000 journalists here at the show, and we expect maybe somewhere between 500 and 1,000 of them to come to our preview, which you're going to see in just a few minutes. So very, very cool. It's a great show. It's a premium show, and one of the things that we're really going to focus on today is our premium product line. We've got this HCD-14 concept car that we're going to show you, which is really sort of a hint at some of what's coming in the future Hyundai lineup. But anyway, so we're upstairs here in the second floor lounge, and panning the camera so you guys can get a sense of what we've got. We've got a lot of Hyundai folks, a few journalists in here, but on public show days, actually, this place is going to be filled with Hyundai owners. Anyone with a set of Hyundai keys gets to come up here and take a little respite from the busy pace of the show. Let me show you a couple of cool things that we've got here. In fact, I want to show you, it's sort of a secret room, but right in here, and Troy, I hope you can get this. Whoa, wait a minute. This is maybe a little embarrassing, but this is Chris Chapman. This is Chris Chapman, our head of North American design. Hi, Chris, say hi. Hi. Chris is having his makeup put on for his show debut in just a few minutes. And 20 years younger. Makeup does amazing stuff. The other thing we've got in here, wait, this is Miles. This is actually Miles Johnson. Miles Johnson from our PR team. Miles sometimes gets a little bit nervous before the show, and what he's doing now is calming his nerves with a little bit of a racing game. So yeah, we want to show you this. What? Well, I'm not sure that was supposed to be on the screen. I don't know. Did they see that? Did they see that? We may have a little something to say about that later. You know, the other thing we've got here is actually a really good coffee bar. In fact, this is so cool. Wait, this is Steve Shannon. Steve is our Vice President of Marketing. Say hi, Steve.
Hello, everybody.
And I don't know if you guys know this, but in our industry, the marketing profession is a real tough one. Now, Steve's been doing great, and we've got some great ads and a lot of the other stuff, but we always say it's good to have a backup profession.
It sure is, yes.
And Steve is now well-trained as a barista. Yeah, and you can see these lovely cappuccinos here prepared by Steve. Steve is serving Jeff and Jerry Durgan, and Jeff and Jerry are actually Hyundai customers. And Jeff, you're one of our biggest supporters on Twitter. We really appreciate all the good things you say about us. We are watching, though, and we know occasionally you tweet about Acura and other products, so just wanted to say, be careful. Watch that. This is all about Hyundai. Great. Thanks, you guys, for coming. So this is just a feel for what we've got going on upstairs. Now I'm really excited to take you down to the show floor. This is where the action really happens. And I think you're going to be impressed with what we have to show. So why don't we get that started?
All right, I'm going to pass this off to you because you have a lot of people waiting for you. Have a great show.
Awesome. Thanks, Kristen. So there we go. So right now they're putting in my earpiece and mic so that we can actually do the show live. So this is the deal. You guys are going to see what it's like now at showtime, because we are here at showtime. So we're taking it around the corner. You get a sense for all the journalists that are here. We're probably, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, 800, maybe more. And we're going to be showing everybody this beauty right here to my left. It is our HCD-14 Genesis concept. And what's cool about this car is it kind of gives you a sense, gives you a little bit of a hint of what's to come in our Hyundai premium lineup. Here's a little cool story for you guys. You know, as a brand, Hyundai delivers about a 5% market share nationally, right? Not bad. We're top 6 overall in the industry. But with our premium cars like Genesis and Equus, we're actually running a 9% share. Isn't that pretty cool? So we're actually doing better in premium segments of the market. with Genesis and Equus than we are with the brand as a whole. And what's amazing is that we've got this second generation of products, which HCD-14 sort of hints at, which is going to take that level, we think, even higher. So I want to show you a couple more things. How you doing, Dan? So we picked up a new cameraman. And I want to show you now, and a lot of you guys maybe even own these cars, but I want to show you a couple of our current existing premium models. And I'll take you by, of course, the Equus and the Genesis. And Dan, you think you can get a shot of me inside the Genesis? Let's see if we can do that here. So this had been my daily driver until I got the new Santa Fe, but it's a Genesis 5.0 R-Spec. And I want to take you in the car just to give you a sense for the luxury that we've got already right now. This is the 2013 Genesis, so it's got our BlueLink telecommunications system, which is great. We can take care of you in terms of giving you directions, getting you places that you want to go, finding your favorite restaurant, your lowest price gas station, that kind of thing. We've also got an amazing audio system, really important in premium segments. This is a Lexicon 17-speaker, 528-watt system. But just the sense of premium and luxury that you get with this car, everything from the stitched leather dash, right, to a heated and cooled driver's seat and heated seating in every position, it's pretty great. And consumers, premium consumers, folks with a lot of money, have decided that Hyundai does a really good job with premium products. In fact, it may amaze you to know the average Hyundai Genesis customer has a household income of about $117,000, and if you go up to Equus, it's more like $177,000. So I know many of you, if you're Hyundai owners, are in that demo. We appreciate your business, and we think you're going to really like the new set of premium products we have coming for you today. Now, I want to introduce you to some of the designers who actually worked on this concept car. So why don't we have a look at that? So you guys, you got to meet my good friend who actually shares my initials. He's another JK, John Kristesky. It's great to see you. John, you did such a great job with your baby that we're going to unveil in just a few minutes. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what was your inspiration for this car?
All right, well, one of the things we tried to do is create this car that was beautifully dangerous is the key words that we came up with. So beautifully dangerous was a theme. We felt that the beautiful sculpture with fluidic sculpture that we started is really a great thing for Hyundai's brand and overall design evolution. So we wanted to carry that to the next level. So that's where we're at with this car.
I love the idea of beautifully dangerous, you know, and then this whole concept we have at Hyundai of defy, design, and delight. I mean, to me, you guys delivered a design that defies conventional wisdom on what Hyundai might do, right? And I'm pretty sure it's going to delight you guys. It's going to delight our customers with that design presence. It's really, I think, the thing we need next, yep. Right? From the premium side.
Great stance.
We were fairly conservative with the launch of Equus and Genesis, and I think what we've got now is permission from the market to take our design to the next level with the next set of premium products. So that's really what we're doing, and what this HCD-14 concept is all about. Cool.
Absolutely.
All right.
Great. Thanks, John.
Thank you, John. So, yeah, Kristen, I guess I give you the mic now because I'm pretty sure I got to get up and do my stuff. Yeah?
You sure do. I'm going to take the mic over from you because the stage is all yours. Are you ready for your big speech?
I think we're ready, and hopefully I have a chance to talk and answer some questions from everyone. So thanks, you guys, for your attention. Hope you're ready for a great show. We're really proud of the HCD-14 concept, Genesis concept. Let us know what you think. We'll be listening. Thank you.
We look forward to the big reveal, and we thank all of you for joining us because this is such an exciting morning to see the new Genesis concept car. I've got to remind you, though, this is an interactive show, so we're going to encourage you to continue to bring in all of those questions, those comments, to hear more about what's happening with Hyundai, as well as all of the excitement that's happening here. So if you take a look at your screen, to the right of that, you'll see the text box. You can enter in your questions or any of the comments, and we will get to them during the post show. So that'll all be happening in just a few minutes. Remember that big reveal here with John Kravchuk. I know you guys are really excited about it because we do have all those Hyundai owners, all of the Hyundai dealers as well. We thank you so much for joining us. This is the largest audience we have ever seen. And I will tell you that we are here at the North American International Auto Show. You know, this is the biggest show of the year. So all the excitement is here. You'll see all the press. They are ready to take a look at the big reveal. So just reminding you, keep on having those questions come in. And at this point, we are going to be turning over the stage to the president and CEO of Hyundai Motor America, of course, John Kravchuk. So we will see you at the end of the show, and in just a moment, you will see the big reveal of the all-new Genesis concept car. Let's take a look.
Where are you now?
Enjoying a little me time in LA.
They've been keeping you busy?
Things have been interesting. Nothing I can't handle, though.
I have a special delivery. It's a personal attention kind of thing.
Really, you're sounding a bit needy.
Heard your team had a few issues in the last round.
They've healed up. They're okay.
Any diminished capabilities?
No.
Okay. Here's how it goes. Package is under wraps, nothing gets in your way. Pickup is LA, drop in Detroit on schedule. Failure not an option. We're rolling this out to the press.
Well, well, well. Welcome to the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the President and CEO of Hyundai Motor America, John Krafcik.
Thanks for joining us. You know, we'll explore that future in just a few moments, and we'll find out what that special delivery that she mentioned is all about. And we're also going to take a quick look at 2012. But you know, before we get started, I want to take just a second to introduce two important leaders of Hyundai who are here with us today. First, I'd like to introduce my good friend, our Chief Executive Coordinator at Hyundai Motor America, Mr. B.H. Lee. We also have a very special guest with us today. He's the new Global Design Leader for Hyundai Motor Group, and he'll be responsible for both Hyundai and Kia designs. You may know Mr. Peter Schreier. Peter? All right, so let's get started. Just want to give you a few words about our recent performance. If you're with us at the LA Auto Show, you know, we talked then about our plan to hit a new high water mark for our sales, hitting over 700,000 units in just 1 year. And we did that last year. We sold 703,007 cars, to be precise, which was an all-time record for us. I'll tell you, more important than the quantity of sales, though, was how we did it. And we did it with the lowest incentive spend in the entire industry. According to Auto Data, we spent just $946 per car on incentives in 2012. We also continued to hold down our fleet sales. We ended up the year with just a 10% fleet mix, which is about half of the industry average. Now, what drove that success was a great network of Hyundai dealers working really hard to delight our customers, and a collection of products that have done pretty well in the market in terms of catching people's attention. In fact, last year, we had 5 different models that broke sales records. Leading the pack were Sonata and Elantra. And actually, we're most proud of these two. This is the first time we've had 2 cars over 200,000 units of sales in the same year. And both of those cars had very, very low fleet mixes, much lower than segment averages. Veloster, really its first full year, so not a surprise that it beat its record sales or achieved record sales. But more importantly, it beat our expectations. The car has really found a niche in the marketplace, and we're delighted about that. But I'll tell you, here's the really big surprise, and it's sort of the theme of our show today, is how well we've done with our premium products. Both of our premium models, Genesis and Equus, set all-time sales records in 2012. In fact, every year we've had Genesis and Equus in the lineup, they have broken the prior year sales record. Here's an interesting point. Right now, Genesis and Equus deliver a 9% share in the premium segments in which they compete. Genesis and Equus have a 9% share in the premium segments in which they compete. That's better than our overall industry share. We're about a 5.3% retail share for Hyundai as the industry as a whole. That's pretty good. and it shows that we are attracting a different demo than you might have otherwise expected for the Hyundai brand. And we're doing it in pretty interesting fashion. Both Equus and Genesis have proven their worth in terms of residual value, and I think you might also find this surprising. After 36 months, 2013 Genesis is projected to retain more of its original value than every competitor in its class, except for the Audi A6, a great product. That's according to ALG. And Equus has a similar story. It's got higher residual values than all of its European competitors. It's got a better residual value than Mercedes-Benz S-Class, BMW 7 Series, and Audi A8. The Equus. It's second only to the Lexus LS. Now that's what we mean when we talk about the transformation of the Hyundai brand from a value brand, which is what most of you guys are thinking, I think, to a valuable brand. We're on the way with that transformation. And I'll tell you, we didn't achieve that success by the usual path either. In fact, here's something we actually said back in 2010 when we were getting ready to launch Equus. You can find this on the back pages of Edmunds.com. Before we launched Equus, we wrote about our belief that premium customers were hungry for a smarter option. We think that when a customer sees a $70 million premium dealership, they know who's paying for it. The person buying the car is paying for it, right? So we focused instead on what really matters to these successful people. And I'll tell you, for these folks, the affluent people, it's their time. They really appreciate anything you can do to save their time. So instead of installing putting greens throughout our dealerships, we thought, why can't we just save them time so that they can actually get out on a real golf course? That was a simple idea. And those ideas led to other ideas in the way we chose to launch these cars from a retail point of view. One of them is called Your Time, Your Place. And those were the test drives that we would offer and continue to offer for Equus customers. Now, about 20% of our Equus sales so far have been done with this Your Time, Your Place idea, where we actually take the car to your home or business, you get to test drive it, and complete the purchase there at your home or at your business. It also led us to offer what we call at your service valet pickup for vehicle maintenance. So we have a great free maintenance plan on Equus. What's different about ours, though, is that you don't have to go to the dealership to activate it. We'll come to your home, we'll come to your business, pick up your car, give you a Genesis or Equus loaner car, and your maintenance or your warranty work is all taken care of. So far, about half of Equus owners have already taken advantage of that service. Oh, by the way, these customers, these Equus and Genesis buyers, are folks who can afford the best. In fact, if you just look at average incomes, for Genesis, median household income level is an impressive $118,000. And for Equus, it's $177,000. They simply believe they've found the best at Hyundai. And we've been racking up some awards that sort of demonstrate that we're delivering on that promise, at least from their point of view. For example, Equus owners have given it the highest CSI ranking of any car in the premium luxury segment. That's an indication of their satisfaction with the retail experience. Now think about that. We're delivering that through our Hyundai network. These same owners have also judged Equus the most appealing premium luxury car in the entire industry, according to last year's J.D. Power Appeal Survey. So a car like Equus is delivering the industry's best retail experience through the Hyundai network, and the customers who are driving the car love the hardware enough to call it the most appealing premium luxury car in the segment. It's pretty cool. Now, a few years ago, people were skeptical about this unique approach to premium, both from a retail standpoint and a product standpoint. But I'll tell you, these results prove that it's working okay. Now, we believe it's time to once again defy convention and delight our premium customers. And that's what this event here is all about. Now, you've all seen how we've consistently elevated the Hyundai brand with every new product launch from a design standpoint. It began most recently with Tucson, followed by Sonata, then came Elantra, our new Accent, the beautiful Azera, and just recently the all-new Santa Fe. We've completely transformed the Hyundai lineup from a design standpoint. So now I'm asking you to imagine an equally bold transformation in our premium lineup. That's what we're here today for. So we're going to open that window just a little bit and give you a look of the future as we see it in the early creative stages for a concept car. But I want to make one thing really clear to you guys. What you're about to see, what's under this drape, is not the next generation Genesis sedan. We're going to be showing you the production version of that car next year right here. This isn't that car. It's really the spiritual guide for a future lineup of premium products. It explores new thinking about product design and new possibilities for effortless interaction between man and machine. So with that, let's get ready for the arrival of the HCD-14 Genesis concept.
I'm inside.
Okay. Let's do a quick system check. Are all panels lit up?
Everything appears to be on.
Okay, let's step through them. Center display.
Center display. Check.
Driver's display.
Driver's display. Check.
Passenger's display.
Passenger's display. Check.
Heads-up display.
Heads-up display. Check.
And let's take a look at the eye tracking. Test the HUD response.
Tracking and HUD response is affirmative.
Okay, go to the radio.
Radio selected.
Check the hand tracking. Choose a station.
Channel selection is affirmative.
Okay, let's try the volume.
Volume. Affirmative.
Okay, let's try the navigation.
Can't believe how easy this is. All systems, go.
Let's show them what we got.
I have a delivery for Hyundai Chief Designer Chris Chapman. Great. Please sign right here, sir. And date here. Initials,
Okay, thank you very much.
and here, Mr. Chapman.
All right.
And I'm going to go ahead and need your thumbprint right here.
Really? All right,
Great.
thank you.
She's all yours.
Phew. I'm gonna bring my wallet out next time. Hello, everyone. Welcome. My name is Chris Chapman, and I'm very proud to be leading the Hyundai design team here in North America. The car you see here, the Hyundai Genesis HCD-14, is a premium four-door coupe concept designed with a big idea in mind. Now, when you think about the relationship most folks have with their cars, well, it's really become another transaction in their lives, right? We have a tendency to move from one car to the next with no sense of ownership or no love lost. Well, we at Hyundai are out to change that. Everything about this car, the HCD-14, was designed to instill a deeper connection. We hit on this idea of making a car that looked beautifully dangerous, a car with some intrigue. It begins with classic and very desirable rear-wheel drive proportions. This means a long hood, a long wheelbase, very low-slung car, and it's got a bit of peppered attitude into it from the design team, like a cat with its ears pinned back. And like a handmade suit, it's tailored and slimming while being muscular and flattering in all the right places. Now, another major theme for this car was this notion of effortlessness, and it applies to the technology inside and the shape that you see outside. The car is not trying to punish the wind. It rather slips through it with beautifully stretched panels of what I would call undisturbed sheet metal. The details as well around the car, inside and out, are meant to be executed with equal restraint, allowing the surface drama and sculpture to live, breathe, and just be, all right? So we're talking about simplicity here. Moving to the front of the car, it announces its presence with a grille that is upright without being uptight, premium without having to shout it out. The beveled headlight structure gives an alert and ready expression, and the corner air intakes have functioning aero fins that incorporate the fog lamps and help cool the brakes. Now, as we move to the rear of the vehicle, you'll see some of the same themes applied that you saw in the front, the beveled tail lamps, the exhaust surround, and then it's finished off with this razor-sharp deck lid edge that I feel says goodbye to the wind in effortless fashion. Underpinning it all, you see this stainless steel, this lovely stainless steel trim piece, and it's this finishing touch, we would say, that you would be analogous to the casing on a fine timepiece. Really, really wonderful. It's like you put all the precision parts inside the watch, and then that watchmaker would simply click it together, and that's what you get. Now, as you see the car rotate around, you get a feeling for the interior. It's dramatically sculpted without the sense of busyness of overloaded and over-designed controls and buttons typically found in today's premium sedans. We've milled multiple layers of laminated wood, and it gives this really interesting topographical map effect. It really invites you to explore the surfaces with your eyes and your hands. Now, in today's information-filled vehicles, a lot of us are thinking about that human-machine interface, which sounds kind of techie. So we began in a different place. We started looking at good old human interaction. Now, when you and I sit down for a cup of coffee, we don't use buttons or touch screens to communicate. We use our voices, our hands, our eyes, and we do it without even thinking. We believe there's something really natural about doing something very much like that to talk to the car. By combining eye and gesture controls with heads-up display, you can adjust the temperature, choose music from the Lexicon audio system, or make phone calls, all quite literally without leaving your eyes off the road or your hands off the wheel. The effect is a natural and at-one feeling with the car. Now, for us, the HCD-14 is the embodiment of our brand vision: defy, design, and delight. This is the spirit we're going to infuse into the next generation of Hyundai's premium lineup, and we can hardly wait. Thank you so much.
Thanks. So we think the HCD-14 Genesis is groundbreaking in so many ways. I know you've probably got some questions that might have occurred to you about this car, so let me hit them right now. What about the eye tracking and hand gesture controls? Are we really going to do that? Well, I'll tell you, they are fully functional in this concept car, and they are also very consistent with our DNA at Hyundai. Hyundai products typically receive very high marks for the user interface, ergonomics, and ease of use. And we're looking at a number of ways to stretch that thinking, including the ideas right here in that concept car. Probably wondering what's under the hood. Well, it's got our tried and true direct injected 5-liter Tau V8. That's 429 horsepower. And again, that final question that I know you're thinking, is this a thinly disguised Genesis sedan? And the answer again, and I'm saying this twice because it's really important, it's really not. It's not the next gen Genesis that we'll show you next year. It's, again, a guiding light for a whole portfolio of premium products that we have coming. You're going to see that influence of HCD-14 in future premium and Genesis products, with an even stronger dose of HCD-14 coming in another premium model that's just a bit further down the line than what we'll be showing you next year. You're also going to see much greater divergence between our premium products and our mass market products. So for all those reasons, this is a really important concept car for us. And that's why we brought it to Detroit. We would love to hear what you guys think about it. We also have one more thing, one more announcement. And I got to tell you, it's so hard in this industry to keep a secret. And I know you guys have experienced this many times just at this show. It's almost impossible to hold new news to the time of the show. In fact, even for this show, even with this car, the embargo was broken a couple of hours before showtime and pictures were out, much to our chagrin and disappointment. But we do have what we believe to be fresh new news for you guys today. Now at Hyundai, and for a lot of you guys I know, rear-wheel drive performance is essential in a true premium car, right? There's no substitute for rear-wheel drive. Now last summer, Reese Millen proved that very point by setting an all-time, anytime, no car has ever been faster up Pikes Peak than our Genesis Coupe in his hands. It has the all-time record of all classes. Well, I'm pleased to tell you that today, we're announcing today, that next summer, this year, Hyundai and Reese are going to be back together again, and he's going to be defending that title in a newly developed, purpose-built, to break the record one more time, rear-wheel drive Genesis Coupe. Now, we wish Reese and his team the very best as they take Hyundai performance to a whole nother level and provide future inspiration for the premium products in our future. I think it shows that we're really interested and totally motivated to inject a lot of performance into our premium cars. Now, I'll tell you what, let's take a moment or so to allow the media here to take some pictures of the HCD-14 Genesis concept. I want to thank all you guys for joining us. We will take your questions if you have any as soon as these guys are done taking photos. So thanks everybody for coming.
All right, you guys, that was an exciting reveal, wasn't it? We have the HCD-14, the all-new Genesis concept car. And as you can see behind me, the media is swarming the vehicle. They're getting inside, they're taking a look at it, taking all the photos, and getting up close and personal. I'm so excited to see that we have had hundreds of questions and comments coming in throughout this broadcast, and we are going to be answering some of these questions for you right now, not only with me, but we're going to have some of the key players here that are going to answer those. If you have any comments or questions following up, continue to send those in to us. Remember, you'll see the text box to the right of your screen because you can feel the energy here at the North American International Auto Show. This is always the biggest event of the year, and we are so excited to be here. In just a moment, we will have several people joining us, and it'll be quite exciting. All right, we've got our very first guest, and I believe he's here. Is he here? All right. We are going to have Steve Shannon here joining us. He will be answering some questions for us. I think we should bring him on the screen. Steve Shannon, Vice President of Marketing, Hyundai Motor America. Good to see you again.
Another Detroit. Isn't it great to be here?
It is so exciting to be here.
It's awesome.
Biggest crowds I think I've seen in a few years.
Huge crowds, record crowd, beautiful new displays by everybody. So it's a great way to kick off the year.
And can you tell me what the North American International Auto Show means for you guys? Because we know that auto shows are really important to your strategy.
Yeah. There's so much special about Detroit. A, it kicks off the year, right? So we're here in January. Nothing like getting the year off to a good start. B, the greatest number of journalists from media around the world come here. So if you want to make big news and you have a big story to tell, like we did today, there's no place better to do it than here in Detroit.
And the premium initiative with Hyundai is huge. What does that mean for marketing?
You know, it's just so exciting. I mean, as John talked about, the success story we have had with Genesis and Equus that have been in the market now 2 or 3 and 4 years, year-over-year increases, great customer demographics, an incredible sort of a leading, guiding light show car like this. We've got a lot of hard work to do today to keep these cars going great like they are now and pave the way for even more beautiful ones to come.
Yeah, and John talked about the fact that Hyundai's known as a value brand, but he wants to make it a valuable brand.
Yeah, you know what? These people I love to do market research with Genesis and Equus customers, because what's interesting, even though we're a very rational choice, great products, great value, people just love these cars. There's an incredible emotion and passion, and people feel so good about having one of these in their driveway. And to promote cars like that and to sell more cars like that is just really exciting for the whole brand.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about some of the numbers. I mean, the residual value and the market share, those are pretty impressive for where Hyundai's come from.
They really are. It's you go down the list of low incentives, low fleet business, great residual value, which means it's worth more in the future. And this is against Mercedes, BMW, Lexus, Audi. These guys have been in business, in some cases, more than 100 years. And here we are 3 years into the luxury business, and we're putting up numbers like that. So we all have a lot to be proud of, but we all have a lot to stretch to keep that record going.
Well, we look forward to seeing all the growth. Steve, thank you so much for joining us. So exciting, you bet.
Great.
Thank you. Okay, we got the inside scoop from Steve Shannon, but hey, take a look at this. We have got Chris Chapman. So excited to have you, Chris. You are the chief designer at Hyundai Design Center, and I think people really have a lot of questions for you. Where was the inspiration for a design like this?
Wow. Well, it's this idea of something beautifully dangerous is what we were kind of keying in on with the design team. We wanted it something that had a lot of intrigue, and we wanted to really kind of have an attitude where the car had a bit of that feeling like it was like you didn't know if you were going to approach it and it was going to be too dangerous to touch or not, right? So like a cat with its ears pinned back, it was sort of the thing we were talking about for the longest time. So the whole inspiration surrounding that. Of course, we have our fluidic precision design sculpting philosophy that's sort of applied here, but we're really stretching the panels out, and we're really trying to let the sheet metal not be mucked up with a lot of details and light catches and things. We just wanted to let it breathe and live and just really enjoy the sheet metal undisturbed.
All right, well, we're having questions come in from the viewers, and so we're going to ask this you ready for this?
Oh, I don't know. We'll see.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
We've got Robert Johnston, and he has a question. First of all, can you give me the Equus?
If they give me one, I'll give him one.
It's a deal, all right? Robert, you heard that on camera. And second, what are the inspirations for the HCD-14's design cues?
Well, simplicity, defying, daring. We're trying to find our own brand values and incorporate them into our own identity, so we don't want to have sort of copycat design cues. So we talk philosophically quite often about where we're going and what our separate and individual and ownable things, really ownable things that we can stand for. So we try to seek out design signature elements that can be applied only to us, and that if anyone else were to try them, that they would say, well, they're copying Hyundai. So that's a really difficult task, but we're working on that all day long, every single day, to try to give ourselves our own identity. But really, the key to it all is staying true to yourself, and it's really important that you have a sense of knowledge of who you are, where you came from, and then stick with that. Because when you don't stick with it, you bounce around a lot, and then you become the flavor of the week.
And then you hear it from the consumers too. That's the other thing. One thing I have a question about in terms of the interior, tons of technology, but done in sort of a multi-level strategy, I thought.
Yeah, absolutely. It has a multi-pronged approach. Essentially what we're trying to do is prioritize safety. That's the grander goal here. So with all of the screens that you see around there, don't be confused. What we're really trying to get after is distracted driving, and that's a really serious thing, and you got to be passionate about that. So when somebody says safety to you, it's kind of like the thing like, yeah, okay, eyes on the road, hands on the wheel, everybody kind of says that, but I think you really have to take it to the next level if you're really going to make some changes and do something different. It's 6 to 8 times more dangerous to text than it is to DUI, to drunk driving, right? And this is a really scary thing. So what we're attempting to do is, like I said in the speech there, is, we all have different sensory perceptions. You have eyes, ears, mouth, like that. Well, why can't we use some of those things in combination, in concert together, and choreograph an interaction with the car that really feels natural, and you don't even have to think about it so much, so that you can really focus on driving, right? And that's what we really want to do. And before we nail that, and before we really get that down, we're going to continue to have the courage to say no until it's just right.
Yeah, no more distracted driving. That's for all of us.
Yeah, and that's what we really wanted to kind of show here and really share with the world.
That's really important. Thanks for sharing that. And we've got one more question hot off the presses for you. From Steve. He is a Hyundai dealership staff member, so he's a question on sales support. You ready?
In California or?
I don't have, let's see, it's a Mac Grubbs Hyundai, so here we go. Will this be a production car, and when is the soonest it will be in production? I knew we were going to have this question.
Yeah, we're going to have this question. No, what we're looking at here is really a vision. We're really looking at a spirit that we're trying to, share with the world of how we feel, where we could imagine the next lineup of premium cars for Hyundai to go. So this isn't a literal translation of the next production car for the Genesis sedan. This is really an infusion of how we're feeling at the moment about the brand, and then trying to elevate it and elevate it into this premium kind of lineup. So it's really just kind of a vision at the moment.
Well, we're looking forward to more. So thank you so much, and congratulations.
Thank you so much. Happy New Year.
All right, Happy New Year to you too.
All right.
All right, now we also have Mike O'Brien joining us. He's Vice President of Corporate Planning and Strategy. Mike, good to see you.
Good to see you. How are you today?
I'm great. Now, you thought you weren't going to be on camera, and look at that, we got you.
You know, it's very fortunate that I get a chance to be with you on camera today, so hopefully I can answer a few questions.
Well, I appreciate that, because we have so many questions coming in from all of the viewers, everyone from sales staff as well as Hyundai owners themselves. So let's go with our very first question. This is from Ming Kwang Choi, a Hyundai owner. What is the new technology that is applied to this car? And we're referencing the Genesis.
Big one, that's a very good question. So we just introduced this year what we call DIS audio. And the DIS audio allows multiple ways to control the audio system, which is really designed to reduce driver distraction and give you more flexibility. So it allows you to control with a rotating knob basic functions of the audio, HVAC, and other systems in the car. And it's surrounded by push buttons where you know their locations and territories, so it makes it very easy to instinctively operate most of the systems in the car without taking your eyes off the road. So that's a big change for this year for Genesis sedan.
And the consumers are always demanding more in terms of technology. All right, Thomas Hummel, he is also a Hyundai owner. Will the next Genesis have an available V8 without getting the R spec?
Yes. So the next Genesis, and this one right here, you'll be able to get the V8 without R spec, so that is true.
He's probably going to be happy with that answer then. All right, we've got more. Here we go. Jason Smith, also a Hyundai owner. I love hearing from all of the owners, because this is great, because this is, you're getting the response from all of the corporate executives here today. Will Hyundai ever make an all-wheel drive Veloster?
That's a good question, Nathan. Certainly it's something we've been looking at, but keep in mind the key component of Veloster's success has been its affordability and its front drive all-weather performance. So certainly it's something we've been thinking about, but we have to keep in mind what's the best way to make it a very affordable product so our customers, regardless of their income range, can afford this car and easily bring it into their household. So it's something we're looking at, but I think the key for us is how to keep it affordable. I think that's a paramount thing for us right now.
All right, let's get this next question. Here we go. Tom Garcia, also a Hyundai owner, is the performance staying the same, and will it be all-wheel drive? All-wheel drive is a plus for people that live in snow and ice conditions. People really want all-wheel drive, and this is for the Genesis he's talking about.
That's a big issue for us as well. So as you can imagine, there's a number of cars in the luxury area of the market where all-wheel drive is very commonplace, especially with the rear drive cars. So it's something that's a number one priority for us. So I'd say just keep watching. It's something that we're very interested in, and we're doing a very good job of trying to study that and do it the right way.
How helpful is it having, consumer comments like this and questions in terms of corporate planning, especially when you're looking, 3, 5, 10 years out for all of your products?
Well, there's no doubt, we could buy research where people fill out surveys, whether it's online or a paper survey, through the mail. But at the end of the day, the best things that we get in terms of help is from our customers directly. So through our think tank, through our own interviewing process, through research where we do face-to-face interviews with our customers, that's where we get the real hearty, meaty information. It's the kinds of things that really help us think about what customers are really thinking about, not just please give me a feature or please give me something bigger or smaller, but instead what's the underlying issue. So a kind of research called laddering research, where you try and dig in and find out what is the real issue with the customer, what's causing them to want this or want that or want some change. And by fundamentally understanding what's interesting to the customer, then we can think about what's next and apply technology appropriately.
And I know that consumers may not realize this, but giving feedback at the auto show to the product specialist also gets to you on the corporate side as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So we collect all of those comments here at the auto show. We collect them through our think tank. We collect it through all of the face-to-face interviewing we do with our customers. And we most importantly collect it from our dealerships who collect all the comments from customers that come into their stores. So we look at that information as well.
Mike, we've got a lot of questions for you. Here's another one. You ready for another one?
Let's give it a try.
Okay. John Webb, he's a Hyundai owner. How would you rate this vehicle's applied technology against competitive makes?
Now, are we talking about the HCD-14?
You know, well, let's talk about the HCD-14. Let's do that because I think that's
John,
some
we'll
interesting.
talk about that. So, John, I think the most important thing to keep in mind with HCD-14 is that at the CES show just last week, we introduced the idea of a gesture-based control system. So remember, the number one way to keep the driver distraction to a minimum is hands on the wheel, eyes on the road. So this gesturing system that we launched last week at the CES show is a two-dimensional gesture, allows you to select and control things like HVAC or audio, for example. But here in the HCD-14, we've taken a gigantic step further, and we've added eye control. So meaning just by the movement of the eye, we can determine what is the customer interested in controlling, and then through a three-dimensional gesturing, actually select the control feature that they're looking for. So simply speaking, the eye determines what you want to control just by looking at it, and then the 3D gesturing on the steering wheel allows you to control it like volume, doing this kind of a gesture, or fan up by doing this. So it's very simple things that become intuitive. They are intuitive, and it becomes a way to translate simple day-to-day communication with your friends and family into vehicle control.
A lot of exciting things coming your way. And, you know, I'm so glad that we had you here because I know a lot of Hyundai owners had so many questions. So, Mike, so appreciative of your time. Good to see you, too.
Thanks.
Great. All right. Well, we've been talking about technology, but let's talk a little bit about audio. We have Jeff Poggi here. Step right in.
Hello.
All right. Good to see you. You know what? They took away all of my titles and everything. Can you tell everyone your official title so they know?
I can. My name is Jeff Poggi, and I'm the Vice President of Sales and Marketing for Harman, and we provide the Lexicon branded sound system for Hyundai.
Yeah, and we're going to talk all about Lexicon because this is a great partnership between Hyundai and Lexicon. So tell me why it works.
Oh, the Lexicon Hyundai partnership is outstanding. We really work collaboratively, really well together. Ever since the first Genesis and Equus vehicles were introduced, our engineers have been working in Korea together alongside the Hyundai engineers. We work with them very early in the development process to make sure all the loudspeakers, all the amplifiers, all the integration work is done properly so that when the system is delivered, it's just fantastic. And we're both companies that focus on technology. Lexicon is really focused on the best signal processing technology in the industry, and I think it really works well with Hyundai.
And tell me about some of the hallmarks of the Lexicon, especially as Hyundai moves into that premium initiative. This is really important.
Yeah, well, Lexicon started over 40 years ago, and it's founded in the recording studios. Lexicon is really the best digital signal processing brand for professional recording studios. So when the artists are in the studio and they're making their music, they really rely on Lexicon technology to make sure it sounds outstanding. And that heritage, that technical DNA, I think, is really appreciated by Hyundai and will be appreciated by Hyundai customers because it's really truly, I think it's a surprise and delight factor that the customers, when they really experience it, will be blown away.
All right, now tell us about the experience because we have so many Hyundai owners joining us. And what's that experience like audio-wise, not only for the driver, but for the passengers?
Well, this is the most important part for us because, you know, at the end of the day, music is about emotions. It's about passion. It's about connecting with that song that you first heard way back when, or the first song that you danced with your wife to at your wedding. You know, there's so many emotional connections that you have with music, and our goal is to try to reproduce it lifelike. Like it was originally recorded back in that recording studio, and to give the people goosebumps. We want it to be passionate, we want it to be emotional, and we really want you to have a lot of fun.
And I think they certainly are with all the Lexicon audio system, especially as Hyundai moves into that premium segment. Thank you so much, Jeff. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
You bet. Now, we've had some great feedback, not only from you, but from all of the corporate executives that have been working on not only the concept car, but also the Genesis and the Equus, and of course, Lexicon Audio. So let's bring the man back himself. It is President and CEO of Hyundai Motor America, John Krafcik. Where'd he go? John, come on over here. He's busy talking. This is the beauty of live TV. You never know what's going to happen. He's busy talking to everyone There we go. I already introduced you, so
Hey,
hey,
I'm back.
good to have you back. I mean, how do you feel now that you've revealed the HCD-14?
Oh, I am so charged. I mean, it seemed like the response to the car was very, very strong. The journalist, you can tell, because you're looking at all these guys and you're looking at their eyes, and they were locked in on the concept. It was fantastic, and the photographer seemed to love it. So we'll see. We're excited about the car, and I just finished doing Q&A with a bunch of the mob. And the questions were great, and they were all about premium. Everyone wants to know what our plans were on premium. And this thing that I shared with you guys, how our market share is about 5% for Hyundai, and running more like 9% with our premium cars. I think journalists really understood the meaning of that and why that was important, and why, in a way, I like to say, it sort of gives us permission to, with this next generation of products, go to the next level. And that's what we're doing with HCD-14.
And you talked a lot about residual value with the Equus, which I thought was really impressive as well.
Yeah, I mean, again, Equus beats all the German car companies, the 7 Series, the S-Class, even the Audi A8 in residual value. That amazes people, you know? And Genesis 2 beats everything in its class other than the excellent Audi A6. That's pretty good company we're keeping.
You have to be feeling pretty good about that. Well, we have had hundreds of questions coming in today. So we are going to ask one of you. It's from Edward O'Shea. He's a Hyundai owner. He's owned a 2010 Santa Fe. It saved his son's life in an accident. He turned right around and picked up a brand new 2013 Santa Fe Sport, fully loaded. Love it. What do you say to a consumer when you hear stories like that?
You know, we love those stories, and every once in a while, and we get a lot of them, honestly. It makes us feel so good. Sometimes, you know, we feel like this is why we're here, is to keep people safe. And when we hear stories like that, Edward, it's just a great story. Send us a picture of the car. We'd love to have that if you've still got a picture of your wrecked Santa Fe. And I'd love for you to send me an email or something, and so we could have a little correspondence about that. Thanks, by the way, for buying the new Santa Fe Sport, too.
And we're glad your son is okay, most importantly. Okay, John LeBlanc, he's a Hyundai owner. When are Genesis and Equus going to break off into a separate premium division of Hyundai? That's a great question.
Yeah, John LeBlanc, you must be a journalist. That was the #1 question I got, actually, was when are you going to break these things off? You know, we have the flexibility to do that, honestly, if we want to. We wanted to launch these products within the Hyundai brand. We've done that. It's worked well. And we haven't decided, we haven't ruled out any options in terms of how we might represent these cars going forward. Right now, we have no plan to change our current plan, which is to continue these products as Hyundai Genesis and Hyundai Equus. But I like to say, we never say never at Hyundai, so stay tuned.
Well, more to come. Well, John, congratulations on another successful
Kristen.
launch.
Yeah.
Hopefully we'll see you in New York with more.
Yeah, we'll see you in New York. And thanks, everybody, for tuning in to the Think Tank team. We love having you guys. We appreciate your comments and inputs, your help making us a better company. To all the Hyundai owners who are chiming in, thank you for your loyalty and for giving our brand a chance. We appreciate everything that you're doing for us. And for all the journalists who are watching this, thanks to you guys. We'd love to hear your comments and suggestions. Thanks, everybody.
All right, I'm going to send you off so you can do more interviews. Thanks so much, John. Now, as you can see, I don't think John said it any better than I'm going to be able to say it, but here's the great thing. I mean, you guys were able to respond with all of us. Your questions, your comments were so appreciated. Please keep them coming because we love hearing from you, because it's been a great day here at the North American International Auto Show here in Detroit. You see all the buzz. You see the journalists back there taking a look at everything that's happening with the HCD-14. It's been a great day. We hope to see you in New York for the next live launch. I'm Kristen Burt. Thank you for joining us here at Hyundai at the North American International Auto Show in Detroit.